I know what you're gonna say. This has nothing to do with Jada Pinkett and Will Smith.
Nope.
The entanglement. We're
Well,
gonna talk about it. The entanglement.
we are going to talk about entanglement.
How you feeling, Terry?
You know what? I'm feeling okay. I know we've had a lot going on, and I'm just like allowing it to process. Just trying to stay centered. It's trying to be not pulled into different not being pulled into other people's dramas.
Ooh.
Because
So
it's
you
not mine. It's not mine. People are looking to engage. People are having their opinions and they want you to agree with them. And it's like, yeah, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Oh wow. So Terry,
Am I hard?
I'm gonna show you who you are today.
Oh, who am I today?
This is who you are today. Ah! Remember Kermit? He was like, but that ain't none of my business.
It's none of my business. Yep.
But he all in the tea.
Yay.
Oh my God.
I
never knew about that before, but he's all, oh my God, are you drinking tea?
No, it's coffee. Tea's in the afternoon.
Who's in there? Who's talking to us? Who's watching? Oh, hey, Colleen. Man. You know,
Hi, Colleen.
Gosh, there was something. You know what? I was on Facebook last night and I saw Johnny. Are people talking to you about the Olympics?
I've seen a few postings.
I can't tell you the last time I've ever watched an Olympics. Like,
oh, it's been years for me.
I know. I don't know what I can glean from the Olympics. Like when I don't know. I don't know what I can get out of the Olympics.
I think it's very political, and where maybe I watched them years ago before I was sort of awakened to political agendas, but like how many I saw a picture posted of the U.S. basketball team and the El Salvador basketball team. The girls in the U.S. team were twice as tall as the other ones.
Whoa!
I think the final score, and I may be wrong on it, I think it was something like 119-30 or something like that. So you know what? When you look at it, how is this even a fair comparison of these people, and their abilities? Like, why put them together in a match? But that's, like I said, it's political.
I don't know. On one hand, so now when we go back and we look at old episodes of Ellen and all these different shows, the VMAs and oh my God, help us, the BET Awards, they're all so raggedy. But what we don't watch it, right? There's this one part, there's like, oh my God, look what was going on in the world and look what we missed.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's on the other side, like, does this really help you to know? Because you already know the world is treacherous or debaucherous or whatever that was with the blue man and the trainees at the table and, all that. I mean, I guess I thought, why be surprised? Like, why I don't know, why be surprised? Why care? And so someone put they are going to bring the wrath of God on them because they're mocking the Last Supper. And it's like, but I don't think that thing had anything to do with the Last Supper because there was only 10 people around, there was only like 10 people. So it really wasn't necessarily representative of the Last Supper. So that part didn't make sense. And I actually told a friend of mine, I was like, I don't think God really cares about it. And anyway, because when you think about all those Greek and Roman traditions, and I was like, think about who the history of the planet, where we come from. If you look at movies like Krull, there's Conan the Barbarian and Beastmaster. Beastmaster was one of my favorite movies, but it's a lot of like rapey stuff in there. There's always
Yeah.
somebody trying to sacrifice a kid or a virgin and throw them inside a pit or something and set them on fire. There's like like this is where we come from, y'all. Like this is the planet. This is kind of like just what it is, right? So it's nothing new today. Then now maybe you don't really see people getting thrown into a lion's den.
No.
So I thought it was interesting. I wanted to share this thing with what Johnny said last night. I think he said, let me see, this share this tab instead. So that was Johnny Enoch. I saw him at the I'm gonna say Journey no Full Disclosure Now conference. This super intelligent being.
I wish you all a message of hope, love, and encouragement. And I keep getting messages about people asking me what I think about the Olympics. First of all, I want to go on record saying I give zero fucks about the Olympics or their mentally deranged ceremonies, which I think is just bad art.
You couldn't see it.
No, we're just hearing it.
Okay, so it says sharing, and then let me go back to this, and then let me go back here, open into a new link.
Yeah, I think you're right, Colleen. I think it is designed maybe for people to talk about it, and it's not the people who are awake. It's the people who aren't awake who are seeing it and saying, "What the heck is going on?"
Okay, I'm gonna play it.
First of all, I want to go on record saying I give zero fucks about the Olympics or their mentally deranged ceremonies, which I think is just bad art. A lot of people are looking too deeply into its symbolism. And really, if you get joy from watching running, swimming, jumping, all that, well, then all the power to you. But instead of worrying about it, focus on yourself, focus on your family, and raising the vibration of those around you in love, happiness, good health, and harmony. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon.
So that was his statement.
Yeah.
And when I shared it, what I wrote was, it really is just that simple. The mind is busy looking for problems that it cannot control or fix, a distraction from your true power. The divine darkness has entered to distract you and make you a critic instead of focusing on what you can change and what you can do in life. And it makes you compare your good to the good of others. Divine darkness seeks to keep you entangled in self-righteousness. This allows you to rest on comparing your deeds to the deeds of others. How do you spend your time, create or dissipate? And so when I say that, comparing your good to the good of others, like you can rest on what you've done because you're like, certainly I'm better than that person. You know what I mean? And I think like that religious self-righteousness.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, there to be real tricky and make us snobby and act funky.
Yeah, it's hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's a little bit of weirdness.
At its finest, the religious hypocrisy is probably the worst because it's based on their morals, right? And I'm better than them. I go to church on Sundays. You don't. So
oh my God.
Therefore, I talk to God more than you do.
I go to church, therefore I am.
Yeah.
There was another thing that happened this morning too, and it was like a cry for help, kind of. A friend of mine on Facebook wrote about this. I gotta find you, Terry. I don't know where you at. I gotta look. Oh,
I'm here. And you're there. And
it's not like the phone. On the phone, you could be like, say something so I can see where you at. On the computer, there's so many tabs.
Yeah.
So here it is. Oh, that's us.
That's us.
That's not us. That's not supposed to be what I'm sharing. Oh God, I have lots of fun with these tabs, y'all. It's really a lot of fun. I'm like on the wheels of steel. Anyway, and I shared it in the group today. I don't know how well people can see it.
Right.
Is that it? Can you see
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. I've showered. I haven't showered in 2 days. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, my friend, she said this, and she said, I haven't showered in 2 days and my eyes are sore. I assume from crying. And I can't even remember how to smile. How will I manage? I've had these conversations with people in the last couple of weeks about people feeling bad about how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had that, Terry?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've noticed it amongst people, and I just, and it's funny because I pulled cards, and the cards that I pulled was exactly about that, and like it was just people are feeling and they're sensing all of the energies right now, and we hear this, but the solar activity is so strong. It's just one after another, and energetically, those solar flares, what they're doing is they're beating on our magnetosphere, of the earth. And the magnetosphere is what holds in our thoughts and our emotions. And so we as a collective, our thoughts and emotions go into the air, and we're feeling other people's thoughts and emotions. And as long as the magnetosphere is there to hold them in place, but as the magnetosphere is starting to weaken, those emotions, those thoughts are flying all over the place. And are they ours? Are we feeling the thoughts of ourselves, or are we feeling the thoughts of the collective? And I think it's really important for us to realize that, like I said, not my circus, not my monkeys. It's like, what belongs to you and what belongs to other people. And people are going to interject. They're going to pick up things, and then they're going to take it for their own truth. But is it their truth? Or are they just picking up stuff from a collective, like we talked about entanglement? There's all this stuff out there. It's not ours. It's not ours. And yet we're feeling it and we're trying to process it. But it's not ours to feel and process. It's, if you want to process it, just let it flow through you and ground it to the earth. But you don't have to say, where is this feeling coming from? It's a collective feeling. And when people are feeling hopeless, we can pick up on that because it's a frequency. And then we're going to feel this total hopelessness. Yet we can look around at our lives and say, why am I feeling this? Because it's not me. I'm not in direct line of feeling that. And even if we do have situations in our life, we don't have to give all of our energy to that frequency. We can separate it and say, okay, I'm feeling this now, but I don't have to feel it all the time. And I think this is where so much of the collective is right now, is they're feeling the rest of what's happening around them.
Well, there was a little piece in there too, a little shard where I can see too. You're talking about the feelings of the collective, and it's like some of us are pulled out of that to the point where people are saying, I can't believe you don't agree with exactly what I said, because but they're not realizing that, where did you get your thoughts and feelings from? Where did you get your ideas from? And what is it that actually is solid and real?
Mm-hmm.
What is solid and real? What is your reality? Is your reality based on everyone around you? And so here we are on the outside of the bubble looking in, being, and I'm curious. I like to observe. I'm getting to the point where I'm okay with people not seeing what I see.
Right.
And I'm okay with you being shocked. and appalled at my thoughts, because my thoughts are shocking and appalling, because I don't think as a race. I don't think as the collective of women. I don't think as, all moms. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just me observing life and how it affects all the people. And so I don't have or desire. And it's funny because, what's that show? What's the show where people used to call in? American Idol?
Mm-hmm.
I specifically never watched American Idol because I didn't want to be like, I was like, no, everybody's doing it. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to do the exact opposite of what everybody's doing, because, and then if I see too many people doing one thing, I want to find out why and learn about it before I commit to it, because I don't want to do what everybody else is. I'm one of them old school, like Colleen, I'm super old school too. Like, the Bible always said that the path is wide, for some.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to go down the narrow path. But I think it's because we looking, and to be on the solid ground. And we're going to get to your cards. But my response to this young lady, because you're feeling this sadness. And I remember when I was a long time ago, I had a friend, and we were all, in this group of friends, and she was secluding herself because she was not happy. She had like this breakup, and it was so devastating. And you know what people usually say, no, it's going to be all right. And they want you to bypass
Those feelings.
Your morning. And I said, you know what? I can stay with you, and I can be with you, and I can be your friend. And guess what? You don't have to smile because I'm here. And you don't really have to pretend to be happy because I'm here, but I'm here for you if you need it. That, sometimes our role with people isn't to rush them or make them smile and, to make them happy, but to allow them space to be what it is that they are. And in that, as the person who is, the one with the feelings, allow yourself to feel that way. Give yourself a hug and love yourself as you begin to work with these feelings, and understanding. I think if we understand, like, I'm here to feel. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm not here to be always right. I'm not here to have this robotic experience and to be wonderful and perfect and nice all the time. That's really not what you're here for. You're here to learn, grow, change, and it's going to be up and down and hard. And then you're going to be like, okay, I need some time to myself, or I need some ice cream, or I need to sleep. I need to close the blinds and allow myself to be. And then if we can be grateful for that, then we can find happiness and joy. Every day we cannot drive 70 miles an hour, every road. Every day cannot be a happy day. Every day is not bliss. And I like the story about the tongue and the teeth, because the tongue and the teeth, they got two different jobs. And you said this before about the different parts of the body. Everything has a different job. Even sadness has its job.
Exactly.
Like the Inside Out. Sadness has a job.
Yeah, as long as we recognize that we're allowed to feel that, and we don't have to, and some people may decide to go down a journey, the road to sadness for a while, but they'll, eventually they may realize that this road isn't taking me anywhere that I need to go any further, and
Right.
then they'll find it's that story of, hitting rock bottom. I think people have to discover it. What is their rock bottom? And they're the only ones that are going to turn their life around to change it. And no matter when we observe it, we can be there to help them and say, here's my hand if you want it. But it's up to them to choose to make that decision to turn themselves around. But when they do, there's people there who are willing to help. Right.
So these were the cards that you used.
These were the cards I used today. That's what I was called for. And the first one was that phase entanglement and emotional influence. And what spoke to me about it is that we are influenced by the people around us. And that's where we really have to just discern whether, is this mine? Why am I feeling it? Or have I picked up somebody else's energy? And I think right now the collective is so strong with all of these emotions that are flying everywhere. We have to really sort of step back and say, is this mine? Or maybe there's an aspect that I can relate to it, but it's not mine to carry, and it's not mine to solve all of it. So you can let it just pass through you. But it's people are going to throw their stuff, and if you're going to let it stick to you, then it's going to bring you down. So,
And I see some you can just look at these cards and it looks like maybe some gossip or some shocking thoughts.
yeah.
And what do you do with it? You don't necessarily have to do anything with it,
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean,
even
you
if
can
it isn't mine.
engage in it, or you can't. You don't have to, but if you look at it, you can see there's sort of the waves here. That's that static electricity and that magnetic. It's wanting to pull you in, and it's just like, what do I do? And if we go to the second card, it's a sensitivity and strength, tapping the forces within you. So this is where you have to use your discernment and say, okay, is this mine? If it isn't mine, how do I just let it go or not let it influence me? And so you have to just sort of know thyself, right? And tap within your connect to your soul, to your spirit inside you, to that inner child, to that being who's part of is that inside being of you. And this is where your strength lies. It's like, oh, okay, like they're saying all of this stuff about all this political stuff and all that sort of thing. It's like, yeah, I have an opinion on it, but they don't want to hear my opinion if I don't agree with them. So then, you know what? I don't have to agree with what they say. And I just sort of, you learn to put a bubble around yourself, a shield around yourself. And that shield, it becomes discerning. And it's like, is this mine or not? What am I going to let inside my bubble? And it can be just a simple task of just going into your heart and breathing, a bubble around you, like feel the flow coming in from above and from below, and just through your heart, just create a bubble like a balloon, and make it impenetrable unless you allow it in. It can be, a white light if you want, a silver light, an iridescent light. Just surround yourself in this balloon of light, and then just discern whether this is me or it isn't me. Instead of being bombarded by all of these energies. And wow. Yeah. And then the third one is balance, that centered energy and self-care. So when we do that, we find that balance within ourselves, and we can discern that this is not about me. This is about what else is going on. Maybe it's going on in their lives, or maybe it's going on in a collective. Yes, it affects me, but it doesn't have to make my life, like, I don't have to lead my life based on whatever else is happening. I can take one step at a time and live in my space and experience life the way that I want to, not what's being dictated by society.
I'll tell you this too. In the same aspects, sometimes people are really just coming to you as a friend. And like there's three of us as friends, say me, you, and Jonathan. And if Jonathan is having an issue, can Jonathan just talk to me? And then I help him sort through his feelings about this group dynamic situation and remain in my own strength and sensitivity, like really being sensitive. It just made me think of being sensitive to the needs of others to the point where I don't have to feel the way that they feel. Like if someone tells me, you know what Terry did, I don't have to feel the way that they did, but I
Yeah.
can hold space and be compassionate for them and still be compassionate towards Terry at the same time. And I think you approach that situation too as a person who's a coach or a healer of any kind too. Like if someone comes to you with problems about their spouse, do you say, you know what, you need to leave him? You need, you know what I mean? Like you have to always be remaining like non-polarized,
Yeah. Yeah.
unbiased, understanding that all parties involved have a piece of, I guess, what, dirt under their nails? Is that what would you say? Like they all got a piece in that.
They all have life. They're all
Yeah.
trying to process. They're all trying to process stuff that's happening around them. But part of it is realizing that it's collective, and we're all, if we want, I'm not going to bring that in, but I will say that astrologically, we all come in through this heavy shield, and so we're going to collect stuff and we're going to resonate with certain things because we were born in September or October or whatever,
Right.
so we're all going to process things based on those different aspects.
And we're not talking about anything different from what you were originally talking about. I just put a different scenario in place so that people could go a little bit deeper with it, that you remain in your own space.
In your own
then
space,
now for you, how much can you balance taking on? Sometimes I say there's some things I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because I was in a particular situation and the person was like, you know what? I'm going to find out more about XYZ. And I was like, are you sure you even want to know that?
Mm-hmm.
Or another situation, someone said, well, why don't you call and ask about such and such? And I was like, I don't know if I want to know that answer. Like some things I really have to decide. Do I want to know more about it? Do I want to really dig deep into it? Or do I really, or does it benefit me to know that? Like, how can I deal with it? And will it change the way I think or feel about another person to the point where now I can no longer function with that person or not? Because I think sometimes we look at people and we're like, oh, you're so naive or you're so dumb because you don't know this and you don't know that. And sometimes, it's for the own person's protection to not know certain things. And like you're saying with this bubble too, and I might be reaching far because I'm just thinking of all these scenarios where this can apply. But like I trust that the divine is guiding me, and that if someone is trying to hurt me or if there's something being hidden from me, that if it's supposed to know, I'm supposed to know it. I don't even have to go look for the information. It'll be shown to me. But I'm constantly being protected at all times, whether I know someone's trying to pull a fast one on me or not. I always say too, no one is going to pull a fast one on me because, I'm a karma balancer anyway, and a lot of us are karma balancers. And as people get, want to do their little sneaky things and kind of get over on you, maybe not even on purpose, but just not acting in your best interest, that you're protected, and just really take that in for yourself. Like you don't have to bust the door in and investigate all the time. You can actually, wait.
Mm-hmm.
And things come to you. I swear, even if it's 2 years later, people come to me and be like, hey, you remember that situation? I'm like, what? Yeah, I was wondering about that. But I put it in the back closet because I'm dealing with other things that I want to do with. And there's like, oh, guess what happened? Isn't that funny? She said, it's usually shown to me too, somehow, some way. Like strangers walk up to you and be like, remember when we were at that? I'm like, I don't even know you. Like, do you know what happened? It'll come to me. I don't, and Susan said it, and some things I don't want to know. You got to be careful. Because sometimes some things it just feels like it can't be unseen. And then, I want to love people and I want to respect people. I'll tell you another time when that comes into play is when you go home with your family. Remember that, Susan? When you go home with your family and then someone wants to be like, you know what Robbie did and Johnny did and so and so. And you're like, I didn't really know any of that because I want to be able to go to the cookout and just be like, hey, how you doing? Oh, you guys look so cute, without knowing all these little discrepancies that people. She said, I've seen ladies that have closed their third eye because they saw things. You know what? There was a rumor too. There was this thing going out that said, if you smoke cigarettes or if you drink, that you won't get your premonitions or be psychic. And I remember one of my friends, I said, but you smoke and you drink. She said, I wish I could drink and not see stuff. Like, because you see, if you're going to see, if that's your gift, then you're going to see. And, that was a lot of that superiority at the time.
Yeah.
Then they come to me at a later date to open them back up. Yeah. Yeah. Because they got to be able to balance it. I used to tell my mom stuff too. Like, tell them don't talk to you. You don't always have to listen to all the voices that come, it's like, especially when it comes to me. I don't like when she always comes to me telling me stuff sometimes like, oh, the spirit told me. I'm like, be quiet.
But this is going to open up a whole different can. But when we hear things or when we see things, we're seeing or sensing things through our own experiences. So what we see, we're interpreting it based on our life experiences. But maybe there's a different explanation for it for somebody else's life experiences. So we have to be really discerning and careful how we interpret what we see or what we say, because everybody's going to see things through their own lenses. And so just because you see and observe something through your lenses, it doesn't mean that it has the same meaning for me, because we've had different life experiences. So I think there's too many people who are just trying to say, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But it's based on them instead of being, and I think that goes back to being sensitive with strength, is like, listen to what somebody else is saying and, support them based on their life experiences, not based on what you think.
Am I blanking again?
You're gone, kind of. Can you see me? Who's gone, kind of? Somebody who wants to. Oh, okay. We had this last night. Erica, her computer and is going kind of wonky on her and her Wi-Fi. So, okay. So we need that. Phoenix is saying we need the third eye open for our kids and grandkids. They can telepath us. Yes, absolutely. And she says she's a mess, or would tornadoes, or I would tornadoes rolling through. Yeah, and I think a lot of it is right now we're experiencing the solar flashes that have been going on, and I think there was one that's going to really hit us this morning. So you may feel that feeling off balance, and I think this is what sort of that reading what sort of brought it about, is that we're going to be affected by so much of the electromagnetic stuff that's going on, and we just need to find our own center and just protect ourselves from stuff that doesn't belong to us. And that's why we're just talking about discernment and everything. So yes. So anyway, I have no way. Erica's got controls of everything, so I'm just kind of like I can't even join the chat because the way that my computer is set up. So if you have any questions, just type them in, and I'll be I don't have Erica here on the other side, but okay, wait a second here. So I'm just going to see what she said here. So just give me a second here. Okay. So I'm not sure. Let me just see if I can get a hold of her and so yeah, I guess we're just at a point now where we're really starting to feel a lot of the influences by society around us. And I think if you're able to just let it ground through you and just flow through you and just like not try and figure out what it's all about. If it doesn't feel like it's yours, then just let it flow through you. Don't try and you back.
Okay. Oh no, they're flexing on me big time around here. You can hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo, we gotta get out of here, y'all. Susan says she can't come up. She says she's a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, ladies, gents, that's what the card said for today. Y'all have
a good day. And good luck with your beings. Yeah. Okay.
Susan's on the stage, Terry.
Is she?
Yeah, she can't use the video.
Okay. Hi, Susan.
I don't know. Okay.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
You said here she is?
Well, I see her well, not the picture, but
it's not working.
Oh.
Okay, she's trying another one. Isn't it fun? The tension of I'm and trust, I don't feel stressed at all. This is like funny to me at this point now because last night it did this to me twice.
Yeah. And then some of us have to just sort of go with the flow.
Yeah. Key goes with the flow. All right. Well, we'll end it. We'll remove it and end it, and we're gonna fly out because I know everybody likes it when we fly. So we're gonna fly out,
and we're gonna go on to Telegram, and we'll do some readings.
Yeah. So Terry does readings in Telegram. So if you do want some readings, here it is. You know the link. I wonder if I get okay. Sis, there's an edit button. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Show. Oh, it doesn't edit. Oh, well, it just either stays on or off. I thought I could like copy and paste it or something. Angel fire around your computer. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Love you too, Colleen. Whose computer, Brandy? Erica's?
And are you sending the angel fire? I'll take it. I'll take it. If you're sending it, I'll take it. Let's see. Where we're flying out, we're going to the other room and we'll talk.
Putting my cards away, and one popped up and it said kinship, community, and your group. So I think that's just for all of us. We're all in a lovely community and we form a beautiful group together.
All right. Let's get out of here. Let's get out.